halfway through October, and this week's new releases are about to get a little racy. Not just because of South Park, we're also gonna race with a new Gran Turismo. Look, I never promised the jokes would be good, but they should be much better in South Park: The Fractured But Whole. In the latest cardboard cutout RPG, you'll choose from 12 superhero classes, but there's not just one hero alliance in South Park. One faction is controlled by Cartman and his followers, while the other engages in a civil war over franchise movie rights. You can expect the same level of irreverence, humor, and downright ridiculous moments here as the landmark TV series brings, and you can don your cape on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on Tuesday, October 17th. If you can't wait until then, you can always check out our gameplay videos, including a boss battle with some handsy priests. If you prefer something a little more grounded, you can't get much more hyper-realistic than GT Sport. The latest in the driving sim series is the first Gran Turismo on PS4, and it's making use of the current generation's love of esports to host live events and tournaments. It's also the series' first foray into virtual reality, letting you drive in cockpit view with the PSVR headset. And if you like Porsches, it's also the first time you'll be able to drive those. GT Sport comes to PS4 on Tuesday the 17th. Let's move from the racetrack to the ring. WWE 2K18 is definitely bringing the smackdown this year, with 8-man Royal Rumbles that have been reworked with new finishers and eliminations. But perhaps the most important addition is in the character roster. The man, the myth, the legend, KFC's Colonel Sanders is making his way into the ring. You can give him a try on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on the 17th, with a Nintendo Switch version coming later this fall. I don't know about you, but I'm turning my Colonel into the Jim Gaffigan version.
Not my limited time only hand-prepared spicy smoky crispy KFC Nashville hot chicken with delightful pickles on top.
Wrestling is pretty classic, and so is Age of Empires. Now, the RTS is getting a remaster, complete with 4K support, brand new narration, and rebuilt sound effects. But you can always turn all that off and play in classic mode too. The definitive edition includes the original game and Rise of Rome expansion, which means you've got 16 civilizations and 10 campaigns to dig into. If you need to scratch that world-conquering itch, you can do it with a shiny new coat of paint on PC on Thursday the 19th. Or maybe you prefer a more hands-on approach with your infantry. In that case, you can jump into the fray with Fire Emblem Warriors. The minds behind Dynasty Warriors are trading Chinese history for Nintendo's strategy games, which means you'll take control of heroes from Fire Emblem Fates, Awakening, and more. And the classic weapon triangle of axes, lances, and swords still stands, so you'll have to be smart about who you send into battle. You can charge in on Nintendo Switch and new 3DS on Friday the 20th. And those are some of the hottest games we'll be playing this week. As always, remember that release dates are based on retailer listings and are subject to change. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back with more games next week.